And welcome to the March wrap-up in April TBR.
March, rapping. Happy St. Patrick's Day and the Ides of March. Do you have green beer? Do you have any green beer?
No, my beer is rather... No. I mean, it's kind
Pale
of St.
ale?
Patrick's, and it's golden, right? So
Oh, at least it's not orange. Aren't you Irish?
good chunk of Irish. Yet I still can't.
37%.
I can't do the Irish accent to save my life. That's for sure, though.
I got you covered there. I get you,
You know
laddie.
what's funny? I remember reading like watching some comedian. They were talking about how like to do an American accent, all you have to do is just start singing. Like when you sing, you just become American. Like
Oh, yeah, you lose your accent. That's true.
Yeah. Well, singing is also a talent where you practice how to pronounce certain words. Like words that you would normally pronounce one way are sung a completely different way just due to rhyme, rhythm.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, you should just move somewhere like Ireland, and then you'd have an American accent, and everybody would love you.
I would just sing to everyone and they would never know I wasn't Irish. All right, guys. For our pick of the month, where Krypto and I pick one thing that we read throughout all of March and say this is the one thing we'd recommend that you go read. It can be novels too. Don't forget, Mr. Krypto. What are you going to pick?
Are we allowed to pick Brothers Karamazov? I mean...
Yeah. This is officially the wrap-up that we'll be rating it, right? So
Yeah, I guess I have to kind of pick that one by default then. If it wasn't this month, obviously I would pick one of the short stories. Probably Everything Must Rise. Everything... I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to go with Brothers Karamazov.
yeah, easy. Brothers Karamazov. I mean, it's one of my favorite books of all time. So those are our picks of the month. Now for our rating system, we're going to go top of the line is collect it. Go out, sell your soul, your siblings, items, personal things. Get the highest signed copy that you can. Next up is buy it. The idea is go out, pay full price, hardback, physical, paperback, Kindle, whatever you can. Just get it in your collection so that you can own it and read it.
Spend.
Yeah. Backlog it. Now, this is one where you can wait for a sale or maybe check it out from the library. Not that you have to go drop anything from your TBR to go check out. We've
Borrow.
got the second from the bottom is the skip it, which is the idea of this may not be for everybody, and this is something that you probably want to do some investigatory acts into to say whether this should be for you. Now, for trash it, I wouldn't even investigate.
I don't
This
have my
is
trash can.
This is something that we don't recommend for anyone. But, there's a book out there for... Small group of people, right? But there's a book out there for everyone. There's a book for you. This may be your book, but it wasn't ours. That's for sure. All right, moving through novels first. I will go through a couple here that were just for me because Krypto's had a very busy month. These tend to be very busy months for him this time of year. I did Wrapped in Rainbows it's by Valerie Boyd, but it's about Zora Neale Hurston. Interestingly enough, actually, the picture of Valerie Boyd on the back here, if you do a Google image search for Tony Cade Bombara, which we did a short story here on in February, actually it'll show this exact picture of Valerie Boyd for Tony Cade Bombara, which makes no sense. I think someone accidentally mislabeled a picture of Tony Cade Bombara of Valerie Boyd as Tony Cade Bombara, and I feel bad because
That's crazy.
When you search for it, what I feel bad about is, first of all, it seems a little weird that's never been corrected. But what I feel really bad about is there's a picture of this really young little girl who probably looks up to Tony Cade Bombara as a great writer, and she took this pose of Valerie Boyd and recreated it. Right from scratch. She dressed up in did her hair the same, and had this quote of Tony Cade Bombara, but it's not even Tony Cade Bombara. And it's kind of sad because it's not like she's doing it on purpose. It's someone else's mistake that she's accidentally leaping off on. But it just goes to show that, sometimes we got to double, triple check our work. We still make mistakes, and that's certainly true of us. We make mistakes too, but kind of sad. But anyways, getting to this book.
That's like dressing up as the wrong Ninja Turtle. Poor kid.
Have you ever seen the Laird and Eastman comics?
Yeah, they're all in black and white.
Yeah. Well, and they're all one color too, like red when they do get colorized too.
Yeah.
Anyways, this book, if you were
We
looking,
digress.
if you wanted to know about Zora Neale Hurston, this is a great book to check out. People may ask, hey, have you read, Dust Tracks in the Road, or I forget it, her autobiography? I tend to avoid autobiographies as a personal choice. I just prefer an outsider look into the life. They can use autobiographical information, obviously, in their analysis and understanding their lives, but I tend to avoid those just on a personal level of I prefer an outsider to tell me about a person's life more so than an insider. It's like that Dave Chappelle joke. If I would write my own story, I'd have too much of a tendency to lie.
My whole life is a lie. Una.
All right, now, in terms of actual books, I don't know if we need to say any more because we've got about 4 hours of content online of us talking about the brothers Karamazov. If you want to hear us talk about that, let's rate it real quick. Krypto, what are you going to give this one besides collect it?
Hold on.
Whoa.
Slow your roll, Turbo. I didn't get to guess what you did for Wrapped in Rainbows.
I'm not going to rate it.
Why not?
Okay, fine. Guess.
Buy it.
Okay, you got to guess. I'm not going to rate it. Now, moving on to Brothers Karamazov.
Collect it, give up your firstborn, get a signed copy, resurrect him through some type of ritual, and talk to Dostoevsky about this book. Yeah, that's how I feel. You said skip it. It's too late. If you didn't read it in your 20s, skip it. You don't need to read it.
No,
that's what Una would say.
I'm gonna say easy collect it. Easy collect it. We have warnings about it too. There's some flaws in it, but hey. All right, now next up is going to be a me-only book as well, and then we'll go to a crypto-only book. But we've got The Orthodox Church by Timothy Ware. Again, this is one where it's about a good portion of it is history, which is good. I mean, any history book has this flaw of probably some history, but you probably don't know other parts. So you're going to have to wade through the parts. Definitely a lot of name dropping in this one, which is sometimes omitted depending on whether you want to focus more on themes, movements, or the people behind them. This one did focus a lot of names. And then the second part is probably what you actually wanted to get into this book for, which is what are the difference between an Eastern Christianity look, orthodoxy look on it, as opposed to more of the Western or Catholic look of things. And this was a fun book to kind of dive into that, and I enjoyed it. What do you think I'm going to rate it?
Is it nonfiction?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, nonfiction. Okay, you don't read those too often, so I'm going to give you...
I just brought up this Wrapped in Rainbows one. That's nonfiction too.
Wow, you did 2 nonfiction in 1 month. Who are you, and where is my friend? I don't know you. You're going to say the Orthodox Church, backlog it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay. I think it's obviously a key person that is interested in this. And even then, unless you're going to be referring it to a lot, like I will be, particularly as I go through a lot of Russian literature and hopefully Greek literature at some point, I think this is something that I'll refer back to over and over again. So it's worth putting it in my library. Now, Krypto's novel.
Yeah, so I did an audiobook listening to another Drew Hayes novel, and this one popped up on the, I'm pretty sure the free, or it's included with your subscription, and I just listened to it casually here or there, and it's called Secondhand Curses, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fun little read, listen to, that basically takes all of the stereotype nursery rhyme thing kind of stories, and, like, turns the big bad wolf on its head, and Jack and the Beanstalk, and takes Frankenstein and all these different characters and gives them all new stories and interactions, and it's a fun little adventure story with some new twists on some old tales.
Is it a deconstruction of the fable, or
no? It's a retelling.
Okay.
It's just so it takes all of these interactions, and there's basically all of the famous Disney stories, but does it in a much darker, more kind of Brothers Grimm style, but also kind of jovial too. It makes it very realistic, but kind of in a joking manner. I don't know. It's very unique. I really enjoyed it. He's a great writer. I kind of love his stuff. So I've been kind of on a Drew Hayes kick for my listening time period in my truck.
All right, for manga and comics, I did Nailbiter by Joshua Williamson and Mike Henderson. The 101 pitch of that one is 16 of the world's most gruesome serial killers, the Buckaroo Butchers, have all come from this small town called Buckaroo, Oregon. And we delve into a town's secret past, maybe the good guy's closet full of demons, and maybe an understanding of what does it mean to be evil.
I'm going to say you said buy it.
I think buy it's a fair rating for it. It's definitely a horror comic. So if you're like, hey, I want a horror comic, this one has to be in the conversations. This is definitely a very interesting one. I read it first in 2014 through 2016, but only made it to issue 20. It was like being serialized at the time, and I just fell off. And now circled back to it to read the whole thing. Lezlie and I will have kind of like an experiential reader's blog, which, Una, you said you'd never do a reader's blog. Well, that's how I do. When I promise to do something, I break promises. I'm a promise breaker. This is what I do.
Promise breaker.
Only to myself, because
Crazy.
I can't break promises to other people, so I have to break my own promises to kind of hydraulically release that need.
Kind of like how he breaks my heart. Or I break your heart because I don't read the manga.
All right, short stories. Up first, we've got The Blizzard by Alexander Pushkin. You said it was kind of a fun one. It's kind of like you had to like take it tongue in cheek. Let's go with backlog it, actually. I think you said backlog it.
Yeah, I'd say backlog it. I bet you would probably say the same as well. Backlog
It's
it.
it's so interesting for what it did in terms of the romanticism of the era and such. I'll say backlog it just because I think there's a very specific person this applies to. The Man to Send Rain Clouds by Lezlie, Marmon, Silko. You said skip it.
I said skip it. Yeah, this is one of those almost nearing to that niche. You have to really be wanting to delve into this specific subject. Not that you aren't going to enjoy it, but if you're not really looking for that Native American kind of experience, then it's something that you can just skip. I would say you probably said the same. Skip it.
Yeah, skip it for me as well. Just didn't rev my engines the way that I think some stories do. Stylistically, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Everything that rises must converge, or as Krypto calls it, everything must rise. By Flannery O'Connor.
I was getting flustered. Did I want to add this one as my pick, or did I want to just go with the default Brothers K? Because I felt like that was a cheat answer for both of us.
Yep. Cheating by selecting your favorite book that you read that month. Definitely cheating.
Yeah, buy it. It's Flannery. It's hard to go anything less than buy it or collect it with her stuff, because there's so much there to always digest and talk about. Discussions are always amazing. It's a good piece. It's not her best, but I definitely think it's one that we had a great conversation with. You said the same? Buy it? You might say backlog it. You were a little bit lower on that than me.
No, I'm a buy it for that one. I thought that
You're
was a
buying?
pretty good
Okay.
one. Yeah, I like that one. Up next, we have The Lady with a Dog by Anton Chekhov. You said backlog it.
I said backlog it. Yeah, backlog this one. I think there are just better Chekhov stories out there where he gets his point across a little bit faster. What?
There's better stories out there.
It's true.
You always do that every wrap up. It's hysterical.
Well, it's true. I mean, that's why I say backlog it and put another Chekhov story on top and backlog The Lady with the Dog.
If we get on here and are talking about 8 stories, right? And in 2 of the 8, you say there's better stories out there. That's like me coming on here and being like, hey guys, you should breathe some air every now and then. Like there's air out there to breathe. It's a given that there's other stories out there. I just have to laugh when you say that.
There are other better stories out there. Let me put the adjective in there. Does that make you feel better? That's why you're saying backlog it. Like, read it eventually, but if you have some other pressing story to read, like, I don't know, The Blizzard, then, I don't know, go read that one.
All right. The Thing Around Your Neck by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. You said... Well, I think this one hit you. You collect it?
Collect it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
This one was amazing. Yeah, I was not expecting this one to come out of left field. I felt like this one spoke to me on that level that the Ted Lieu one spoke to you.
Did you call him Ted Lieu?
Yeah. Damn it. Drinks are getting to me.
You and your names. I believe you were referring to the Paper Menagerie, correct?
Yep, Paper Menagerie.
By Ken Lieu. Okay.
Ken Lieu.
This is a
terrible.
backlog it for me.
Yeah.
But in terms of recommending it for others, right? Because this is supposed to be a wrap up of what do I recommend for others. I do think this is one that will resonate with a lot of people, and it's very modern and approachable. And I think this is one that we talked about. It's really easy to see yourself in. I could see this being a buy it because I think a lot of people would enjoy this more so than I did.
That's a fair. Okay.
All
But
right,
you're allowed to rank it whatever you want.
Well,
Whoever wrote it.
All right. Muttsy
There are better stories out there.
Muttsy by Zora, Neale, Hurston. There's not many. There's not many better stories out there unless they're written by Zora. You said buy it.
Buy it. Get this one in your brain. You probably said buy it.
Yeah,
actually, you do have it, right?
Yeah. I'd say buy it on that one. Up next, we've got two Clarice stories, one that you can't guess, so you'll just have to guess for me. The first one you can, which is Report on the Thing by Clarice Lispector. You said... What'd you say?
You said collected.
Me?
You said collected. I was guessing first.
Oh, no, I think I would recommend this as a backlog it. Not because of personal taste or anything like that, but... This is such a unique experience, you know what I mean? Like, some people aren't looking for the way Report on the Thing delivers its message. It's very unique. And I know for a fact it's not for everyone. So I don't know if I'm like, dude, you got to go buy this MP3. Like, this is one that it's like, maybe start with something different for Clarice.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're talking to her specifically, but I was thinking if you're looking for a unique experience and you're looking for something to just make your own mind about it, I think that it is a collected. It's something you got to have because it's just so unique. But yeah, if you're going for Clarice overall, then there are better stories out there.
Yep.
You can steal my catchphrase. It's fine.
The universe that you can rank these in, it's so varied. It's funny when people think they have such an objective rating on things. All right.
We just make this all up. It's just
we do
fun.
On the fly. This is all bullshit. All right. In Search of Dignity by Clarice Lispector. You did not read that one. What do you think I'm going to say?
Correct.
Did you watch our video? Did you watch our video?
Yeah, this is the one with you and Lezlie.
What color shirt was I wearing?
You weren't wearing the Codex Cantina shirt, white or black. You were wearing something else.
What was I wearing?
It was like a blue shirt or something. It was it a Cavs shirt or a Pacers shirt or something like that? It had a logo on it. I remember there was like a circular logo.
Was Lezlie wearing? You sure you watched the video?
She's wearing green.
Okay,
yeah.
you did watch it then.
Yeah, she's wearing like a St. Patrick's Day little thing or whatever because she's all dressed up for St. Patrick's Day.
I gotta test.
No, I watched it.
I gotta test it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you said backlog it.
In Search of Dignity? No, I that one's easy to recommend. I think to people. I think that's definitely a buy it. I think these were both in the same collection. Where Were You at Night? So you've got one backlog it. One buy it recommendation for that collection at this point in time. I think you need to go buy her short story collections and then you'll have all of them, but definitely an easier to recommend story for her.
Okay. So but they're all buy it then if you have to buy the one book to get them all. Right?
One book to buy them all.
Technically buy it. One book to buy them all.
You could technically, if you really want to buy like just her 4 different short story collections, or you can buy the complete stories, which is like, it captures all of them, right?
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. But be picky and choosy which ones you're going to spend your time with.
Well, yeah, because there could be better stories out there, right?
Always. Unless you're reading Flannery.
All right. What is going to be happening in April for us? We hope, we'll see. I think Krypto, how much time have you spent into planning the award show so far?
I tried the wig on.
Okay. So no time at all. Right. We'll see.
I'm getting there. I had a rough week, brother. I'll get there. I promise.
We'll see if I have time to plan out an award show, but we're going to talk about potentially doing an award show just for fun.
I'm going to help you.
We're going to
Family's
dress
here.
up.
It's going to happen.
We're going to dress up. We're going to have some fun. We're going to drink a lot. And there may be some special guest appearances. Wink, wink. We'll see. We'll see if we pull it off.
We're going to pull it off. I'm going to help you.
Some more tags. We got more tags because life's been terrible for us lately. And then for novels, right? We need to finish. I started, but we haven't finished As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner. I'll have the videos and review and stuff up that I started here in March, which will be just me. And then together we will have Slaughterhouse-5 as a read-along. So if you have been interested in reading Slaughterhouse-5, us, along with Lezlie from The Nerdy Narrative and the very lovely Christy Lewis from Christy Lewis, Dostoevsky in Space, are coming together to do kind of like a live stream at the end of April, where we're going to talk about this book, Slaughterhouse-5, arguably Kurt Vonnegut's greatest novel of all time, arguably greatest novel of all time. Krypto's never read it. He's pretty nervous. We're going to see if he likes it now.
I read the graphic novel, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Oh,
but
that
I
was a
don't
good
know
one.
if... Oh, yeah. No, it was absolutely amazing, and it got me really psyched to actually know what I'm missing out on to be able to experience this. But, greatest novel ever, that's some big shoes to fill.
I said it, and
no matter what
meant
time
it.
you're in.
And I meant it. All right, now for short stories, we've got a very small list this month, like we said. We're going to have some other like book tags and stuff out for content, so there won't be a shortage of content, but less short stories this month for sure. We've got A Perfect Day for Banana Fish by J.D. Salinger, where I've just recently learned that Krypto has a fear of bananas. Can you tell us, like, is it any banana? Is it
I don't want to talk about it.
Is it an unwrapped banana, or is it a wrapped banana, or does every form of the banana frighten you?
You're making me queasy, seriously. Ugh. It just anything, the smell, the talk, the image of it. I have a phobia. Like it's a real thing. I think that like as a child, my mom made me eat banana baby food, and it broke me, and I can't my wife won't even eat them anymore. Or have them in the house because she knows, like, I can't do it.
And if it were anyone else, I wouldn't laugh. It's just because I'm such good friends with you, and for 5 years, I've never known you've had a fear of bananas. Like, this is just blowing my mind. And this is the best part. Okay, so audience, this is the best part. I had no idea. I would have been a little bit more sensitive had I known. But not only are we doing A Perfect Day for Banana Fish by J.D. Salinger, but then we're also doing A Once Perfect Day for Banana Fish by Mieko Kawakami.
I hate you. Ugh. What is a banana fish though? Like, is it a yellow fish? Is it a weird shaped fish? Does it taste or smell like bananas? Because that would be weird.
Oh, I assume it's made up. I've never heard of a banana fish before, but they have in One Piece. You've talked about wanting to read a manga one day. They've got banana gators, where it's just a gator, but it just has a banana on its nose.
I've eaten gator. That's delicious.
Have you had banana gator?
Oh, I hate you.
What about is it just a word?
No, we're done. We're moving on. What's the next short story?
Wait, we're not. But what about like plantains? Are plantains okay, or is it?
They're even worse. They're worse.
So it's not just the B word. We have the P word too. Like anything related to that.
Non-needed censorship right here. The B word and the P word.
So when we're talking now from here on out, if I say the B word, you know what I'm referring to. But
yes.
it's the fruit that shall not be named on this channel from here on out is what we're going to call it, okay?
Thank you.
Oh gosh. All right, the next up is we have The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. Is that a real word? I don't know what that word means.
What language is that?
I'm not sure. It's Ursula K. Le Guin. We'll have to do some research because I don't know what it's about. I've actually never read Ursula K. Le Guin, but I know she's done some short stories, and I've been interested in her novels. I think short stories are a great way to introduce yourself to an author, so we're going to do that with this one.
Haven't read her either. Cool. And it's exciting.
All right, up next, the one that I'm most excited about, we have Becky by Gene Toomer. Probably his most famous short story. I think most people know him from Kane. They've probably had a signed reading in school where they might have read Kane. This is his most famous short story, and I'm very excited to check this one out.
I think I did read that in high school. I think that was assigned back in the day. So, cool. Becky! Gene Toomer!
Becky is not the B word. Okay, Becky is okay on this channel.
Becky is okay on this channel. Unless we rank it poorly and give it a trash it. You never know.
No, that's going to be a good one.
We'll tell you that in a month.
I've never read it. I really haven't. I have strong feelings that this is going to be a collected. I can sometimes I know that story is going to be my jam. I know nothing about it. I don't even know the plot. I just, the aura around it, how often I see it referred to, I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a good one.
As bad as the guy that judges a book by its cover. That's
me.
even worse, I think, judging a book by its name.
Hang on. If a book truly is powerful, it must therefore enter into the consciousness of conversation, right?
Okay.
Assuming something is really good, it will be thrust into the conversation through various criticisms, through, hey, when we're talking about this, oh, by the way, there's Becky by Jean Toomer. If it is good, it must be thrust into that conversation. Now, into that conversation, I have found this story, which means I assume it must be good. Is that not a fair assumption?
That's a fair assumption. But it doesn't have to be defined off of the title, because there's no content associated with that title.
Well, in the title, we don't have the B word, so we know it's safe. It's got to be safe, right?
We don't know it's safe. We have no details whatsoever.
What if this... Okay, we don't know... What if
you're going off feelings?
What if we get into these other two stories? I swear I did not... I had no idea. I swear I didn't plan this. What if O'Malley
what if your life
is a land with lots of the B words? And what if Becky... works or like has to like harvest a bunch of B words? Like, what if I accidentally planned a whole month around the B word and didn't mean to?
What if Becky bakes banana bread?
What if
before we read the book?
We show up for the April wrap up and you're just not here. Like, you just quit the channel because
I ate a bee and I died.
I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done.
I'm done. All
right, guys. We post videos 2 to 3 times a week. Hopefully, some of these videos, these B-word videos, will get posted soon. If you're down for a conversational approach to literature, hit that subscribe button to join us. Una out.
I'll be back for the next video. Peace.